name is Michelle. Welcome back to my classroom. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. In this video, I'm going to share with you 6 tips on how you can connect with your students in your online ESL classroom. Trying to build rapport with students virtually can be very challenging, but it's also very possible. I've shared my schedule with you for Education First several times in many of my videos, just to give you an idea of what my bookings look like and how many students I have on a regular basis. I currently have 50 plus regular students with Education First, and these are many of the tips that I use on a regular basis. So I'm going to share these tips with you, and perhaps you can use these same tips in your online ESL classrooms as well. Before we do get into the video, if you are new to my channel, welcome. On this channel, you will find live class recordings where I share with you the different techniques I use to teach English online. You will also find transparent videos of my earnings, just to give you an idea of how much money can be made in this industry. You will find demo lesson videos for all of the companies that I successfully signed contracts with, just to help you prepare for your demo lesson videos. And you will also find videos for teaching tips. So if those are things that would interest you, I do ask that you would consider subscribing to my channel. If you are a return viewer, thank you so much for joining me. So as I said, I'm going to share with you these 6 tips to help you connect with your students in your online ESL classrooms. Tip number 1, greet your students with energy and excitement. For many of us, we teach at early hours during the morning, and it's difficult to muster up that energy and that excitement, but it's also very necessary. The way in which we greet our students will set the tone for the remainder of the class. We have to keep in mind that many of our students have had a number of activities throughout the day, and by the time they get to their English lessons, they are very tired. So if we're not excited to teach English, more than likely our students will not be excited to learn English with us. Tip number 2, show genuine interest in your students. After we greet our student, it's also very helpful to ask rapport questions. How are you? How was your day? I have one student I've been teaching for almost a year, and I ask her the same questions every time we greet each other in class. How are you? And she shared with me, I am happy. Do you want to know why? So this allowed my student to share with me why she was happy, and it also allows me the opportunity to learn more about my student. So she shared with me that day was her birthday. So I took it upon myself to grab my microphone and sing happy birthday to my student. Of course, you don't have to go to those extremes, but it's a great way to connect with your student and show genuine interest in your students. Tip number 3, allow your students to be a kid. As I said, our students had a full day of activities prior to coming to their English lessons, and by the time they get to their English lessons, they're very tired and very restless. So they may distract themselves with something around them or some features on their computer. I have one student who likes to press the raise your hand feature quite often in her Education First lessons, and when she pressed this feature, she liked to share stories with me about her family. This is a great way for me to learn more about my student, and it's also a great way for us to connect. So I allow her to do this for several seconds before I redirect her attention back to the material. Tip number 4, teach your students in the way in which he or she learns best. You may have one student who likes to sit and listen and wait for instruction. You may have another student who likes to take the initiative to complete tasks independently. Or you may have another student who likes to work interactively and request the pencil tool for every lesson. So it's best to teach your students in the way in which they learn best. This will not only allow you to know what to expect from your student, but it also allows your student to know what to expect from you, and it's a great way for you to connect with your student. Tip number 5, challenge your student. When we challenge our student, is a great way for us to assess our student or possibly teach our students something new. I have a student who's very advanced. She can go through the material quite quickly. So I challenge my student to tell me what the abbreviations of USA or UK means. So my student wasn't able to tell me those abbreviations. So this was a great opportunity for me to teach my student something new. When we came to our next lesson, she was excited to tell me what those abbreviations mean. So tip number 6, offer your students specific praises. It's very important that we praise our students throughout the lesson, but it's also very helpful to offer our students specific praises to connect with our students. Great job, great reading, great listening. So those are the tips I use to connect with my students in my online ESL classroom. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope that you found it to be helpful. If so, please give me a like and I'll see you in my next video. Teach happy. Happy teaching.